Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Cubicle with Peter K. And my name's Pastor Barak Msondawadia. Peter Kumatundu. Yeah, all the names that I've just said, they are mine. Ain't they? Well, I'm so excited today. I'm the guest host on this platform, the Cubicle with Peter K. And you know what that means. Because I think if you are familiar and have been following the previous episodes, you may see that there is this certain man that always sits great men of God down on the chair, and he has conversations with them, asking them a lot of questions, pinning them to the neck, making sure that he challenges their theological understanding and their journey of faith. But today, today I have the privilege of making the honor of this podcast to stand on the mount with the cross so that it can be crucified with the questions. I am so privileged. Welcome to this platform.
Thank you. And you know what? One of the things that is hard is when you are always on the panel asking questions, it comes your time where somebody has to ask you questions. You're like, how am I going to process this? Is it gonna be a time where I'm also going to fire my questions? But I hope we're gonna have a great conversation.
Yeah, that's the reality. That's the reality, and that's what that makes me even more happy. You know, hearing you say those things, it makes my work very interesting and so exciting. So I'm looking forward to what the Lord has for us through this morning.
I hope so.
And just a huge shout out to people that are tuning in to the episodes and that are asking questions, that are giving feedback. I know people are sharing some of the things that they are learning from this platform, and we are very grateful for your feedback.
Yes.
You know, people in the USA, the people that are talking about the podcast in churches, and we are so excited, man. So very happy looking at how this platform has grown from the time that you launched it and you began this journey.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And shout out to them and everyone who is supporting the ministry, just because it's not just my own doing, as I always say, the motto. If it's my own doing, then it's worth nothing. It's for Jesus only.
Always big time. Jesus, as you say, it's that your motto. I mean, is my favorite. By the way, I like the way you put it there. I think one of the posts when you post, I always keep commenting that motto because I think it always shows how you are interested to be in the back stage and give the spotlight to the one who deserves it, Jesus.
For sure.
Yeah, all right. We're not going to bore you with the chit and chat. We're just gonna dive right into it. You know what? Interestingly, I think I've been asked so many questions about a certain concept that is very familiar worldwide. I feel like everybody is affected by this concept, and they can all relate because as long as you are a person that really longs to be in a relationship, you know, you have feelings. You are definitely going to be familiar with the topic for today, and this is a topic that I would want
you to be on my toes.
You definitely have to be on your toes. You're going to be a ballerina today. So it's a concept of singleness. You know, many people have different theories and different understanding and different interpretation of the concept of singleness. Singleness, the state of being single. You know, so I would just want to find out from you, like, there are many people out there that really want to have an understanding of what this concept means. Like, to begin with, like what do you think is the world view of the concept of singleness?
Mostly I'll point out the things that I've seen from my experience.
Yes.
I would say the worldview of singleness, people always view singleness a state of being free from financial responsibilities. I don't have to find someone, I don't have to do this, it's just me. And the other way people also view singleness is I just want to be me. I just want to enjoy myself. I don't want to involve myself with anything. I just have to be me and focus on myself. That type of thing. That's how I've seen people viewing this singleness.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I like the one that you have mentioned at first, like freedom from financial responsibility. You know, sometimes people like I've heard people say that I'm not planning to marry
because I'm not financially stable.
Exactly. And so those are some of the things that we see out there. And so the other question that I may ask, like, is there a standardized definition of being single? Like, is there like something that one really has to refer to if they wanted to understand the concept of singleness ultimately? Like, okay, this is how somebody has to look at the concept of being single.
Okay. I'll explain this in. Yeah, I hope I'll make it in a simpler way that we get to everybody gets to understand this. From the jump of Genesis 1 to chapter 1 to 3, we see God creating a man, and God seeing that a man has not to be alone. He creates someone to for a man to be complete. So I always see it from the jump. God has created a man to have someone. So there comes the question that means, what about people who are single? That's a big question. Just because you see from the jump, God is creating man to be with someone, and there are other people who are single. So when we look at that, I always say we need to view singleness in a state of, what is God trying to teach me in this period? What is God trying to get from me? Is he trying to teach me something out of me just being me and him?
Yeah, yeah.
I like what Stephen said when he was talking about singleness. He said, how have you ever viewed singleness in a way that, what if God just want me by himself to serve him?
Wow, that's deep.
So I'll always say, like, singleness is more of, what is God teaching me in this period, that I don't have someone, I don't have responsibilities. As we look at 1 Corinthians chapter 7, when Paul was talking about those people who are unmarried, they need their focus it should be to serve the Lord.
Yes.
But the people who are married, they have a responsibility to take care of their families.
Yeah.
So I always look at it to say, when somebody is single, that is the better position where you can serve God, because you don't have responsibilities. Responsibilities doesn't mean financial responsibilities, but as responsibilities of, I have to take care of this, I have to take care of this. Family comes with responsibilities.
Definitely.
Kids, I have to compromise some things because of this. But in a point where you are just you, what is God trying to teach you in that period? How can you serve God? So a singleness, this type of singleness has to deal more with, what is God trying to teach me? How can I serve God in this moment that I'm alone? So that's how I can explain that.
Wow, that's a loaded explanation. That has addressed almost most of the questions that I have. I have specific questions, and I wrote them. When people were asking me questions, I got really interested, because I think I haven't heard these questions coming from one individual. I've heard these questions coming from different individuals, from different perspectives. And so I'm just going to pull out all these questions so that I can read them, and I don't change anything. I don't want to save them at the top of my head.
Okay,
and then
fine.
I sound like I'm the one that it's the one thinking them.
Let me get my Bible. I have also this other difference. Yeah, go on with it.
Yeah, definitely. So one of the one of the questions that I got asked is what are some of the common misconceptions surrounding the idea of singleness, like in the world, like from the general perspective, just from of course you have tackled the aspect of Christianity, but like there is this general perspective that people are longing to understand the misconceptions that are surrounding the area of relationship, or the area of singleness. I mean, so like, are you familiar with? Can you point out maybe some of the misconceptions that people have concerning being single? Like, because you've explained on what this might mean. Like maybe it may be a period where God is trying to teach you something, or probably maybe it's helping you to develop
to become a better version of yourself.
Better version of yourself,
Yeah.
Which is a very excellent way that you have put it, I believe. But like, then what are some of the misconceptions that people have regarding the concept of singleness? What do you think, or like based on the how familiar you are with people that are in a single position?
There are a lot of things that I've seen in this period. I myself, I might say I'm single, but I have a request that I'm talking about singleness here. The next minute,
servant of God.
The next minute, the next hour I might be in a relationship, because I have a request that I've put on. So there are a lot of things that are out there about singleness. And some of the things that I've seen people who are single, and battling with, it's filling their void. Being
Wow.
single and
Mhm.
I just want to fill my void. In that type of way, you find out people are involved in things that are very reckless, just because they want to fill their void.
Yeah.
In the moment they are single, you find out they are sleeping out. They are doing a lot. But if you ask them, they are single.
Yeah.
So meaning to say their mind, they haven't made up their mind to say this. What is God's purpose on my life? They're just thinking that I can do whatever I want to please myself, to please my desires. Desires will always be there. God has created desires
Yeah,
for a
well,
person,
Mhm.
and we can learn away from that. And God will not take away that from you.
Wow.
But He has given us the ability to control them. That's how God is amazing. He gives you something and He gives you the ability to control it. Meaning to say, if somebody says, I just fell into a temptation, you should ask her, how about God has given you, that doesn't mean God failed to help you out. But you find out their desires had a big urge that they couldn't control it. They surrendered to their desires more than they could have surrendered to God. So that's also one of the things that I've looked at. People want mostly in their singleness just to fill their void. And the other thing about the thing that I've also seen about singleness is this period of how people are relating to their singleness. It's more of, is it something that I'm becoming a better version of myself? Many people, they are just in a period of being single and they don't know what is happening in their life. I'm just single. If you ask
Period.
me, hey, I'm just single.
I'm alone. I'm alone.
You are not learning anything. If you come out, you get into a relationship, you don't know what it's all about. So those are the type of people, when they get into a relationship, their mind, if you ask them, what is the future of the relationship, it's for fun. Because even their single time, they did not have a plan.
Wow.
So
Wow, that's
yes,
excellent.
it's all about planning. It's all about planning. I've been always telling you that I'm always inspired with how you do your things, because I'm always seeing a man who has a plan. The next thing you're telling, man, I'm always looking ahead of this. I'm always looking ahead of this. Meaning to say you have a plan.